Welcome into another video here. We are breaking down week 2 college football matchups. We're looking at the 7:30 p.m. window here. We're taking a look at Colorado at Nebraska. Nebraska's -7. I think there's a lot of people out there that are going to look who didn't watch week 0. They're going to look at their sports book. They're going to see Colorado +7 against Nebraska. They killed Nebraska last year. And they're going to take Colorado +7. I think there's a lot of people. I think, honestly, that is the reason why this number didn't go to 7.5, although I believe it touched 7.5 for a little bit. I like Nebraska -7. I think Nebraska is really good. I could argue, you could argue, it's not out of the realm of possibility for me where Nebraska starts the season 8-0. Like, that's how easy the schedule is. That's how good this team looks. That's how much of a fan I am of Matt Rule. Now, I watched Colorado game last week pretty in depth because for this game, like I watched that game pretty in depth to be ready for this game, and I want to see how good Colorado looked in the trenches, right? Because that was where they struggled last year, was in the trenches. Sador was pressured like every single moment he got, right? And the defensive line was getting run over by the run game. They couldn't. The pass game was doing not great either, but the trenches got killed last week. Got killed. I get it. It was North Dakota State, so they maybe won in certain aspects of the D-line, but it didn't look great. The store was still pressured against North Dakota State. They couldn't run the ball against North Dakota State. And this Nebraska D-line is really good. Like, it's better than your average Power 5 D-line. They're not going to be able to run the ball in Nebraska. Nebraska's going to be like, run the ball. Nebraska's probably going to stack the box. They're just going to cover Hunter. They're going to cover Horn, and they're going to say, run the ball. Go ahead. Run the ball, because you're not going to be able to. Our D-line's going to eat that O-line alive. That's what Nebraska's going to be saying. And now you look at the Nebraska offense, which looked amazing last week. Dylan Raiola looks like arguably the second-best team in the Big Ten, offensive-wise. Like, Dylan Raiola looks like the second-best quarterback in the Big Ten right now. You could argue that. Now, I'm not saying that's a fact, but I think by the end of the season, people might be like, oh, shit, he might be the second-best quarterback in the Big Ten. And in 3 years, this guy might be a first-round pick. Like, that's what we might be saying about Dylan Raiola, this quarterback of Nebraska, by the end of the year. This is a quarterback that Ohio State wanted really badly. And he decided to stay home and play for Nebraska with his father, who's the O-line coach, I believe. I'll take -7. Like, Nebraska's going to be able to score. They should be able to stop the run, and if they just worry about those big targets on the outside, they should be fine in covering this Colorado team. Total is 56.5. I think it's a little high. My total will probably be around 53.5, but I'm taking Nebraska -7. I think they win by 2 scores. I do, and I'm a little worried about a backdoor cover because if Nebraska gets out to a hot lead and they just like take off Hunter or Horn, they could break one and score late and bring this in within 7. I'm a little nervous about that, but I'll take -7 here. I think they're better than a touchdown. I think Nebraska is better than a touchdown in this team, and you're giving me less than a touchdown at 7. Couldn't get 6.5, which I'm really worried about because it's sad about because 6.5 was out there earlier in the week. It was out there last week, but I'll take 7 for Nebraska. I'll lay it. Nebraska to beat Colorado by more than 7. I'm Josh Wissey. Thank you.